Welcome back to Silent Hill Downpour, and we return to the main menu where there's some actual music playing, which might sound surprising because of how much of the game really doesn't have any music. It's like just kind of background ambiance. Well, last time we got an ending, and now we're here to look at other endings and, talk about how you get them and what they all mean. So, first, I guess what we'll go over is how you get the endings. Now, we did see the choices that you make. There are 3 choices throughout the game. Whether or not you try to help Anne on the cliff, whether or not you console or taunt JP, and whether or not you spare or kill Anne at the end. So, first thing we need to know about how endings are gotten is that there is apparently an invisible score system going on throughout the game that people call karma. I don't know if that's ever actually been officially called that, but if you look it up, people refer to it as the karma score. And you can get things that can make the karma go up and things that make karma go down. Specifically, the things that make karma go up is in the first 2 choices. If you try to help Anne on the cliff, karma go up. And if you try to console JP, karma go up. If you choose the other choices, karma go down. But something else that can make karma go down is combat. Something that we don't really get an indication of is, when you beat up an enemy and they fall down, and then you do like the big final hit while they're on the ground, that makes karma go down. So, if you don't want to have bad karma, you should probably just kind of avoid combat. Or if you knock an enemy down, don't give them the final hit. I feel like there's really nothing in the game that indicates this, so I don't know how this was discovered. But if you look this up, it's corroborated from multiple people that make karma go down. Now, in addition to that, there's one other thing that determines your ending. The final choice about whether you spare or kill Anne. It's the most important choice, and that is a ending determination on its own. So I'm gonna bring this up. There are 6 endings. Ending A is if you spare Anne and you have good karma. Ending B, you spare Anne if you have bad karma. Ending C, kill Anne when you have good karma. Ending D, kill Anne when you have bad karma. Ending E is the joke ending. Ending F is if Anne kills you, because she can kill you in that last fight. Now, the ending that we got is B. I spared Anne, and I had bad karma. Not surprising I had bad karma. I did not help her on the cliff, and also I killed a ton of enemies. So I did have bad karma when we finished the game. Now, whoops, not that one. That one. Now we're going to take a look at some other endings. One ending we can take a look at is if we die in that last fight. Because if I hit continue, it's going to take me back to that last fight. We could just do that. So the Murphy in Boogeyman form can take a lot of shots. You just have to not know what you're doing at all, I think, to die here, considering how tough he is. Yeah, continue just takes me back here.
Why won't you die?
I'm a-coming. I'm a-coming.
Be back, damn it!
All right. Letting out the friends. The Hug Boys. They're not very fast. I mean, they can be when you're fighting them regularly. Oh. I could just hit her with a normal shot there. She wasn't moving. I wonder why they're not attacking her. I mean, she is a cop, and they do represent prisoners, don't they?
Why won't you die?
There's an end to this hallway at some point.
I hate you. I hate you. You'll pay for what you did.
It's a big party now.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
Yeah, we've reached the end of the hallway. Oh, does her AI get confused?
Get away from me!
Okay, she figured out how to get around me.
Why won't you die?
He will eventually. It takes a lot. But yeah, it seems like the CPU is getting a bit confused as to what to do here. She's made it all the way to the end of the hallway. She's unlocked all of the cells.
Stay back, damn it! Die, you son of a bitch!
These guys are kind of, like, barely attacking. I don't think I ever really noticed that. They're not really doing anything.
Why won't you die?
We are getting, yeah, we have wounds on us. We have blood stains. We're slowly getting there.
Why won't you die? I'll kill you, you bastard!
Maybe there should have been more voice clips for this. There we go.
Did I wake you, Cunningham? Come on. Rise and shine, you know the drill.
What? Where am I? What's going on?
Guess today's the big day, huh? Tell you the truth, I'm sort of sorry to see you go. Prisoner secure. Open 302B, transfer.
Right, so she's the prisoner now because she's a murderer. I don't know what would happen after that. Is she still in the Silent Hill illusion, and would she, like, be going through another level, or is she back in the real world? But in the real world, she's now a murderer! She's getting transferred to maximum security prison because she killed a man, and the man she killed is the guard who's, Anyway, that's the ending we get if we lose. Find a way to access the subway tunnels. Just do it already. And it's a lie to say that you get around much faster. Doesn't help that much. If I'm not sure what to do, listen to the things like Murphy is saying. Like, it's time to get up. You know the routine. Prisoner transfer, because you killed him. Ah! Now, one thing I was kind of hoping for, I was kind of hoping an achievement would pop there, because I played this ending on the PS3, and it has a trophy with some pretty good timing. I have a video of that. We'll just look at that here. This is the PS3 version. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good timing on that trophy. For some reason, the 361 didn't pop the achievement. The bigger they are. So, that would be ending F. What we're going to look at now is ending A, which was Spare Anne with good karma. So let's do that here. So this ending is actually quite similar to ending B, but there's a slight difference. So this is what we get if we have good karma and we spare Anne.
No. I won't do it.
Yeah, I thought you might say that.
No!
Jesus, you're pathetic. What about Napier? The guy kills your boy. You go through all the trouble of getting yourself locked up with him, and what happens? I serve him to you like a fucking Christmas goose, and you can't even finish the job. No, I gotta go in there and finish the bastard off for you. I ask for one little favor in return.
Murphy? Run!
And this is the thanks I get.
Frank!
Put your hands where I can see them.
You son of a...
I'm not gonna tell you again. Sewell here. We got an officer down. 1000, C block, shower level, over.
You can't do this.
I didn't. Whose prints do you think are on that ship?
10-4, backup's on its way, sit tight.
Roger that. Should have just kept your end of the deal, Murph. Cop killers don't last too long in here.
I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry, Frank.
It wasn't you.
It was my fault he died.
Pendleton.
I'm so sorry.
I forgive you.
This is Cunningham. I copy. Over.
What's your 20, Cunningham? We've got half the department out looking for you. Over.
I'm okay. I'm on the shore of a lake somewhere. Afraid I can't be more specific than that. Over.
Roger. We'll send the bird sweep the shore again. We've located everyone except for one, Pendleton Murphy. You got a 20 on Pendleton, over.
Negative. Pendleton's dead. Over.
Roger that.
You gonna be okay?
You better go.
And so, that's ending A. It's very similar to B, in that the course of events with Frank's death goes out the same way. But two main differences. One, this time around, Anne says that Murphy's dead. So, she doesn't say that in ending B. So that means that I guess the cops are no longer going to be looking for escaped fugitive Murphy Pendleton, leaving him free to change his name and maybe go on and try to make a life for himself later on. The second big change is that we don't get that scene where she confronts Sewell at the prison. So why is that? Well, there's a whole thing in this game about how you can wreck your life trying to get revenge, which of course is what Murphy does. Murphy just completely ruins his life because he feels like he needs revenge, only to learn afterwards that there was no point to it. It didn't bring Charlie back, and he hurt other people along the way. So I guess the idea in ending B is that Anne was going to do the same thing. She was likely going to shoot Sewell right there, which would have ruined her life because then she would have been, arrested for cop murder. I guess the question is it good for her to throw her life away for the sake of getting revenge on Sewell? Well, I mean, it's up to you to think about whether or not maybe there can be reasons for why someone might say, hey, it's all right if my life just stops in the sake of putting an end to someone else. I don't think the comparison between Anne and Murphy is one-to-one, because in the case of Murphy, an important point about his story is that his revenge was completely pointless, because Napier had a life sentence. He wasn't getting out. Like, yeah, he was alive, but he wasn't gonna be able to hurt anyone ever again in there. So what Murphy did was just there was no point to it at all. Because Murphy's kind of stupid that way. It's a bit different with Sewell, because Sewell does have a position of power. He still has his job as a prison guard, and he seems to be, well, now that Frank is no longer complaining about him, maybe Sewell is getting a promotion. Who can say? So he is still in a position to hurt people. So it's not a one-to-one comparison between Murphy getting revenge on Napier and Anne getting revenge on Sewell, because there is, some good to be had from her doing that, even if she is going to ruin her life by doing that. So, not an exact comparison. But you know what this all comes back to? It all comes back to that one book we read in the Centennial Building. Remember how I was looking for all those books and saying, we got to make sure we see all of them? There was that one book about bee prisons where it says that a honeybee, when angered, will sting someone and they'll harm themselves by doing it. They will end their lives because they want to sting someone, and that's just what the story of the entire game is about. Murphy ruining his life because he needed to sting Napier, and Anne going to ruin her life to sting Sewell. It all comes around, and in ending A, when you have good karma, I guess the good karma rubs off on Anne, and she decides not to sting Sewell. Maybe that's it. So yeah, that's ending A. Very similar to B, but a little bit of a difference. But now, where we get into some serious differences is with C and D, where we kill Anne. And this is weird, because these two endings, they're like fake endings. I mean, let's take a look. Ending C, if you have good karma, but if you kill Anne.
I'm sorry, Frank.
As for me, I got mail to deliver. I can't even tell you how long it's been just spinning record after record after record, hoping someone...
And we're the ones who decide if we can live with what we've done.
Wait. Stop! This is all wrong. Please! Stop!
So this is kind of a weird one. The story changes dramatically as we see Murphy kill Frank, and then when the memory ends, it turns out that he's also killed Anne, and Murphy says, "No, no, no," and shoots himself. And then the penitentiary level restarts, because that was the cutscene from the beginning of the final level. He wakes up in his cell, wheelchair man is looking at him, and then the cage opens, and then Murphy begins the final level. So it's like, by getting this ending, it's like Silent Hill is saying, "No, dumbass, that was the wrong one. Do it again. Do it right this time." Did this actually happen? Like, I feel like it doesn't, because it's not a conclusion. It's, no, that was the wrong one. You're going to do the final level again now. Like, I mean, if you press continue, I don't think you do the final level again. I think it's just you go back to the final boogeyman scene, so you can redo that choice. But it's like the ending is telling Murphy, no, you got to do this again until you get it right. So did Murphy actually kill Frank in this case? I don't think so, because it doesn't seem like he's accepting the truth. It just seems like he has to do it again until he gets the right choice this time. That's why I say that one seems like a fake ending, because he has not resolved anything. He has to do it again until he figures it out, right? I feel like that's there because there has to... It feels to me like there is a definite real course of events where Sewell was the one who kills Frank, but there has to be multiple endings here because it's a Silent Hill game and that they always have those. I feel like that's what's happening here. And then we get to the real weird thing, which is ending D, the bad ending, which is kill Anne and you have bad karma. So here we get to ending D.
Assembled here to witness the state's execution of Murphy Pendleton, sentenced for the murder of his 7-year-old son. The couple had divorced 4 years earlier, and prosecutors believe Pendleton drowned his son Charlie in retaliation for his ex-wife seeking sole custody. More recently, Pendleton was tried and convicted for the murder of decorated officer Frank Coleridge during a Ryall State prison riot, which expedited Pendleton's execution sentence amidst public furor.
This is it, Pendleton. Any last words?
Yeah. I'll see you in hell. Cupcake.
All right, that is ending D. So, this is a weird one, in that it just goes straight to Murphy being executed by lethal injection. We get a little shot of his wife there. It's the only time we see the wife, Carol. And it says that he was convicted for killing Charlie. So this means that Napier never happened. Like, Napier did not kill Charlie. Napier was not in prison. The beginning of the game didn't happen. Frank is dead. We don't know how that happened if Napier was never in prison. Murphy was not arrested by leading the cops on a 10-hour chase. He was arrested for killing his kid. This is an ending that says that the events of Silent Hill Downpour didn't happen. Which is kind of a wild thing. To get an ending that says that game you played, none of it happened. The only thing I could think of for what this is about, I'm wondering if this is supposed to be evocative of Silent Hill 1's bad ending, where the final scene is seeing Harry dead in his car, where the implication is that the entirety of Silent Hill 1 was Harry's dying brain imagining it. Maybe that's what this is supposed to be? That Murphy was just imagining the events of Silent Hill Downpour as he was dying. I feel like if that's what they were going for, it really doesn't work. Just like from my perspective, when I beat Silent Hill 1 the first time and I got the bad ending, I felt that was like a real... That scene hits very hard and made me start thinking about if any of this was real. Whereas when I got this ending, I felt like... What? Huh? What? And it just seems kind of like nonsensical. And a bigger problem with that is you can get this ending on your first playthrough. It's actually quite likely. Because the first time you're going to be playing through the game, you will kill a whole bunch of enemies, right? You're going to be doing a lot of combat. So you'll probably have bad karma. And then when you get to the final decision, well, it's a 50-50 chance of which one you pick, right? And so if you choose to kill Anne, you get this ending. This seems like a completely disconnected scene from the rest of the game. I think it's a mistake to let the player get this ending their first time through, because it just doesn't seem like it connects to anything. It's a weird choice. But again, I also consider this to look like... It seems like this is also a fake ending, right? Because it's not connected to anything that actually happens in the game or anything that we're told about the story. It's just there because you need multiple endings, I guess? Well, that's the only interpretation I could have for this. So that's why I say that it looks like that there is a certain canonical progress of events, which is that Sewell was the one who did kill Frank. Whether or not ending A or B happens it's up to you. But I don't see how you would consider ending C or D happening. It just doesn't seem like they could happen. Just doesn't seem like they could. So, we saw those 4 endings, and we saw the one where we lose to Anne. Now, the 5th ending, Joke Ending, that's what we're going to be getting in our PS3 run. Joke Ending is different from the others, in that karma doesn't matter. The choices you make do not matter. The only thing that matters is if you get certain collectible items as you play through the game. So it is a bit of a different thing. Before we do that, however, we can look at our extras. The extras are very scary. Here's our statistics. We did 100%, 13 side quests, total time 10.5 hours. It breaks down real world, other world, journal time. Wow, I spent an hour in the journal. Inventory time, book time, total distance covered, walking, running, falling, sliding. Oh, we almost got 666 for sliding. Puzzle solves for 15. I don't even know what the game considers to be a puzzle. Items collected, 301. Mysteries, 54. I think mysteries are the journal entries. I think that's what that's referring to. Objects, hell yes, 69 objects. Gadgets, 9. Maps, 10. First aid kits, 59. Weapons, 74. Ammo, 26. Items used, 99. Time spent using gadgets. What does that mean? I don't know. I spent 7 hours using gadgets. I don't know what this was referring to. Lighter. Oh, okay. Lighter. These are the gadgets. Lighter, flashlight, UV light. I mean, of course, I had the flashlight on for hours. Weapons destroyed, 6. Enemies killed, 74. By firearms, only 15. By melee, 59. And those are our statistics. Let's see. Gallery. Let's learn about the characters in the game, like Postman. Something tells me this guy is somehow more than just an ordinary postman. The way he talks, the way he moves. I mean, he's way too relaxed for this ridiculous place. He's at home here, all right. I still can't figure out whether I should fear him or trust him, but still, he's the closest thing to what I would call a reasonable person around here. Right, so the postman vanishes after he gives us the letter from St. Maria's. Yeah, we don't see him again after that. He's got mail to deliver. Like I said, if I remember right, he was intended to be a recurring character. I believe people did say he shows up in Book of Memories. As it is, he doesn't have really anything of a story to him. There's his full picture. He is a postman. Carol. You used to be my lover, my best friend, my wife. I've never truly understood how you could have forgiven me for all those things I did in my life before we met, and even after. How you came to know me, see me for what I am, and love me. Now I need your forgiveness more than ever, as I can't forgive myself. And of course, none of this really has much to do with what we actually have, what we actually do in the game. What did Murphy do before he met her? We don't know. How did they meet? How did she come to love him? We don't know. Why is she dressed like that? I don't know. Murphy needs her forgiveness. He hasn't gotten it, and that's really not what the game was about. Napier. Do I feel sorry for him for what I've done to him? I keep telling myself that he deserved what he got, but the sounds he made, all that blood, the face of absolute terror, disbelief turned into the understanding of inevitability, all by my own hands. May God forgive me. There you go. Take it in. May God forgive us. Sybil. I thought you to be one of those okay guards, the ones who play by the rules. A proper bastard, but fair. But you just love to play those games of yours, don't you? Offering a deal that is hard to decline. Well, I couldn't. Right? So we know his deal. Murph decided it was worthwhile to owe Sybil a favor, so he would get to kill Napier, but Murph's kind of dumb in that way. Murphy. Me. It's always been me, my own worst enemy. The one who always screws up and lets others down. I tried so many times to start over and find my way to peace, but then, back in the can, the chaplain told me that I should not punish myself. But it's the only thing I've got left under my control. Maybe this horrible place is exactly where I've been heading to all these years. That's him, that Murphy. Alright, so it's implying that Murphy has had problems before, you know, the Napier thing. He's spent an entire lifetime trying to get his life on track. And it never works out for old Murph. Cunningham. Why is she so angry with me? She's not the abusive guard type who's turned on by bullying inmates. No, she doesn't enjoy it at all, and yet no guard has ever pointed a gun at me the way she did. Well, we know why now. We know why now. Why is she so angry? Frank, what was it you saw in me? What's the point of helping just another screw-up? Constantly dismissed even by his loved ones, and yet you somehow found a reason to believe in me. Well, you shouldn't have done that, my friend. People believing in me tend to end up badly. And there he is. There's Frank. DJ Ricks. I don't know what his story was, but I'm certain as hell he did not fit this place any more than I do. He knew things, and his plan sounded solid, but in the end, that narrow margin between knowing and doing, that little bit of courage to do things on your own, he lacked. That's what buried him here forever. Yeah, he just wasn't able, didn't have the courage to get up and do things on his own. But I mean, to be fair, like the first time he tries to do that, he immediately gets killed. Like Silent Hill was not putting up with anything from him, apparently. A nun! I've never really understood this concept of self-sacrifice, to give up your own life and the chance to have your own family for the sake of serving others. But back in the orphanage, we were all grateful as hell that those women chose to be teachers, nurses, and yes, even true mothers to us. So from that line, it sounds like Murphy was an orphan himself. He doesn't bring that up in the game, but I guess Murphy grew up in an orphanage? I would ask if any of those letters that we find in the orphanage has to do with him, but that series of letters about a troubled child ends up with the child dying from a botched lobotomy. So, I doubt it's Murphy. I don't actually know if we're supposed to know who that kid was supposed to be. Well, sorry, we're not done yet. A boy! I wonder if the pain of losing you might ever become at least bearable. They say time heals all wounds and life goes on no matter what losses we've suffered. But for me, the world stopped the moment your smile left it forever. It's a boy. I don't know why he's called a boy. Are we not supposed to understand that's Charlie? Are they supposed to just be hinting at it? Oh yeah, he's the last one. J.P. Sater. I can't get out of my head what he told me just before he jumped. It sounded like an apology and an accusation at the same time. Well, just a little bit underneath, I wonder, did he even pity me? There's JP. He loved his job at the Devil's Pit. Now, collectibles is what we're going to find in our PS3 run, so we won't look at those right now. Alright, those are most of the endings for Silent Hill Downpour. So, I don't know if there's anything else really to say about them, other than, I don't know, why do you get bad karma for killing enemies? Like, I guess, like, is that why all the enemies look human? Like, that is a complaint people had about the game, that they all look kind of human, and there's no real monsters. But is the idea is that, oh, look, they look human. Look at how many humans you're killing. You murderer. You murdering human who's murdering humans. Like, you wouldn't think you would get bad karma for killing monsters, but it may be because they look like peoples? These monsters look like peoples. And so you get the bad karma for killing them. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But, those are the endings, and now we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to be starting with the PS3 version of the game. Going to be doing a speed run as well as digging up all the diggables as our little victory lap, I guess, in Silent Hill Downpour.